Steve on there?
Yeah.
Scott, are you on?
Good morning, everyone. We're going to go back into get back into the meeting and recall the meeting back at 9:15 a.m. So we're back in session. And next up on the agenda was our divisional reports, and I know it was Shooting Star Casino. So Scott, Steve?
Do you have to do roll call again today?
I don't know, no, because we're right back into it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just like a break.
Okay.
Because we didn't adjourn.
Yeah, we didn't adjourn, so.
Oh, he's not responding. I texted him.
Yeah, we didn't adjourn, so we can continue on with the meeting.
Do you want me to call Tito? She wanted us to
Yeah.
call her.
That'll be fine. Hey, are you on?
Hey, Mike, I got a funeral this morning.
Yeah, right now.
11.
Oh, he's calling right now. What's that, Al?
And I got a funeral at about 11 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, we'll try to get this going real quick. I think we just got a few things. I know Tito can do a report, NATO wash, then that's some old business and Shooting Star. So.
Are you on, Scott?
Does he have the calling number?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I texted it to him.
Tito ready?
Call her.
Does she know that we went into today?
I'm thinking she did.
I don't know. I got a couple texts yesterday from Lauren and stuff going, I called in.
Good morning, this is Scott and Steve with Shooting Star.
Okay, well, you're up. We're talking about phase 2.
Okay, all right. Well, good morning, everyone. From our last conversations that we had in regards to moving to the phases, we thought we would give it another run and identify where we want to move. So basically, we're seeking approval to move to phase 2. And have some discussion points, I guess, since the last conversation we have. So phase 2 in Monoma basically would be adding an additional 80 some games. For Bagley, it would be adding another 20 games and allowing smoking again in the facility. What we also wanted to consider was allowing children back into our hotel. We're seeing getting more requests on that. And just a little background, we did search out our competition and found that so this is an option too that we can consider as well, other than just the additional games, because that wouldn't be our entire gaming floors on with what I quoted on the 80 and 20 for Monoma and Bagley. What some of our competition is doing is turning on all of their games, however, only placing seats at every other game. So that's something that we could consider as well, if that's something that would sit well with the council. Also part of the discussion that we wanted to have because of where we're at in our phases and in the plan that was laid out by EOC previous on the 24 days back when we closed and reopened, that clock started to tick at that point in time. So in reality, we're behind in our phases, and we should actually be at phase 3 right now, if approved again by the council. So we are a little behind on our phases again, but just wanting to know if when we get into phase 2, if approved, if we could expedite that and move within a week or 2 weeks into phase 3. And that would consist of, again, the entire floor would be open. Of course, the screening and the face masks and the sanitation, all those standards would still apply. But then we could take a look at, looking at opening up our event center, maybe at 50% for meetings and events again. Again, that would be, for events and concerts and stuff, looking out into the future, that would be at a 50% capacity and social distancing, all that stuff, for our planning purposes. We would just basically like to roll in if at all possible.
I got couple things here that I want to ask you, Scott, and one is fighting some of the tenants and acting up during when they're supposed to be staying there. But they called me.
Oh.
That
You mean the hotel, Ken?
yeah, the hotel. And then the other thing is when you do find someone that is positive, do you close that thing down and tell people to stay home for 14 days? Or is that the rule?
What we do with that, Kathy, is when we get notice from the EOC, we will go in and clean that workspace and try to identify, what other areas that they may have been around and make sure that those areas are cleaned.
But
you wait for I'm sorry?
You wait for the Snetsingers to give you the okay to go ahead?
We wait for the EOC, yes, Ed and his team to contact us, and they basically take care of the quarantine and they make us aware of those time frames and when the person can return back to work and in all those situations. They make contact with anybody that may have been in contact with those persons at that time. Okay. So at that time, they're doing their tracing and they take it over from there, and they're making those contacts in initial, basically initial contact with the team members. We don't get that information. They handle that.
They do, okay. I just wanted to check and see, so then I speak with Ed.
Yeah, because a lot of that
Correct.
stuff a lot of that when it gets to that point, then it becomes like HIPAA. We kind of protect the employees, so we can't start divulging any type of names, and then that's why EOC and the nurses and whatnot take over, so we can't kind of. But I think what Ed lets Scott's maintenance team do is get in and do the cleaning, the deep cleaning of the area where that employee was at for X amount of hours. So.
Thanks.
Yeah, the nurses do a really good job of sending us emails regarding updates on any team members, and as far as quarantines and all of that, when they're quarantined, when they can be released and all of that, so that we can schedule accordingly. And we know, as mentioned, for tracing and all of that. So, kudos to the EOC on that part of it. So.
Do you have any questions, Amy?
No.
Raymond, Al, you have any questions?
The whole record got to do with it. And essentially this one.
What is that?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear all what's going on. I'm on a call with our conservation officer.
Well, just that question is on going to phase 2, so.
Well, just so you all know, this person that had that was up at the Little Dipper on that Friday night at the bar up there.
Well, that's
So that's something to think about. It's just something to think about. I mean, it's because she was up there at the bar drinking and on Friday night, and
Did you report it?
That's the one.
Ed knows.
And no,
Ed knows. So.
Must be asymptomatic, get past the screen.
All right, what do you guys think? Al, do you want to comment?
Asymptomatic, it didn't when she passed the health screening at the north, which means she started collecting, some of the or
Yeah, because the thing is, she did, the two main tests that were tested, no taste and no smelling.
Ray, we could hear the other person on the phone.
Oh, sorry.
Well, what do you think? Al, do you have anything to say? I mean, it's all council. I want input from.
Yeah, I was hoping to hear from Annie there because I do know that there was quite a few elders out of District 3 that had approached me about it. Well, I said I'm gonna try to make sure that Annie gets all the information before I say anything, because I do want to make sure that she's brought up to speed. So, I mean, Annie, did they explain the procedures to you?
Yeah, they did. I went with them yesterday and it was pretty clear. They're doing everything possible to keep it safe up there. I think actually it's safer than going to Walmart or Central Market at this moment, or wherever you shop. So I have no problem with it after talking to them and seeing what was being done up there yesterday.
Well, I guess
You're okay with that then?
I am, and I only one elder reached out to me, so I don't know who the other ones were. And I know a lot of our constituents in District 3 are already going to the Shooting Stars, so none of them have really reached out to me and told me any different, so.
All right, sounds good.
All right. So, Steve,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
do you think that we should go to a modified phase 2 where we don't get into the event center and we don't get into all the stuff, but we turn all the machines on and just put limited chairs out there? So we leave it up to the guest and the player to make that call. I know the guest and the player, like I said, our competition around us, are all going full steam ahead. We were supposed to be in phase 3, in August 20 something, I don't know. But so I'm thinking if we can modify phase 2, just open all the machines and put a limited amount of chairs out there, that's kind of, to me, it's a phase 2 modified. And then phase 3, when we get into phase 3, we'll get into the event center and get into the more all the hotel but I think we need to get into phase 3 right away too, because I think that we got 300, 400 jobs that people are looking to come back. So we've got to get our band members back to work. So the more we sit on phase 2, I mean, it's like we're only bringing back 10 people or 20 people. I know we have a lot of Shooting Star employees out there that want to come back to work right now. So, but I just say,
Yeah, that's what I want to say the same thing the chairman just said there, because I am getting a lot of calls about people's jobs and when can they come back to work, and so I agree with what the chairman just said there. But I, as far as the safeties and all that, I defer to the EOC and then the district reps, because I know you guys are the ones that are going to get questions the most. So, let me go ahead, Chairman.
So, Mr. Chair, why don't we just jump right into phase 3 then?
well, I think
I have noticed that other casinos, where I've stopped in and had lunch, not really just been there, but stopped in for lunch, like Mille Lacs, they got all their machines on and they have nothing in between them. I mean, you can sit down right next to somebody there and play, and it does require masks, but the majority of them I've seen have their mask down below their nose. Dakota Magic, another one, I stopped and had dinner there. they don't require masks. They had all their machines on, and there were people in and out of there. I mean, where I had my mask on just to be on the safe side in there, just to go eat dinner and stuff while we stopped there. So I don't know, I guess I would look, as long as we're gonna go to phase 2, we might as well jump right into phase 3. I mean, because all these other ones are, except they're not holding concerts and stuff, that's the only thing that they're not doing.
I'll make that motion that we go into phase 3.
All right, motion by Kathy to go to phase 3. Ray? Anybody else? Second?
I'll second it.
Second by Annie, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No,
Motion carries. You guys hear that, Scott, Steve?
We heard it loud and clear.
All right,
Yeah, we'll get the wheels in motion.
all right, me good, guys.
if I may,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Chair,
Yep,
Mr. Chair, before Scott gets off,
yeah, Scott.
did Scott get off?
Oh, I'm still here, Ray.
Hey, what did you do then with that? Are we gonna change that policy for them high rollers then, or are they gonna have their own separate?
No, the policy is pretty much the same. If you want, I can share some of the information that I have. I don't have it, all of the information yet, but I have enough to kind of put it more in context for what happened up there. The policy was followed, and what ended up happening was what you had noted, where one individual was excluded for a Tito ticket, and another guest was not. However, what we identified, and why I don't have the complete story put together for you yet, is the one individual, the main person that handled the situation, excuse me, is currently out on his days off and had not reported the report to me as of yet. But I did seek some other individuals that were witness to it and knew what had occurred. So I think it's pretty accurate, but until it's complete and I'd be willing to move on anything, I want to get that statement from the individual that handled it. But what it ended up being is two different kinds of situations, similar in nature, same incident, but it was basically what ended up happening, Ray, was the individual that was excluded due to the nature of the incident. The two parties, the individual that lost the ticket, the individual that took the ticket, evidently from what I'm gaining, and that's why I want to get more information, it sounds like they may have known each other. And there was a conflict because they knew the other party had taken it. To alleviate any, because it was starting to escalate the situation, the security at the time asked the party that took it to leave for a 24-hour period.
Scott.
Because he didn't want the two to have, go ahead.
Scott, can you send Ray that report? We're kind of on live TV here, so I know it's kind of like we're talking about personnel and some business stuff, so.
Oh, I know, but Mr. Chair, this has been happening quite a bit, whether you're a $100 player or a $1,000 player, the rules and regulations just apply to all, right?
Yep, you're right. And then
that's all I'm getting across, because I am catching a lot of beef up here now, what happened up here, and they said right out that these high rollers, that they got more precedent than us as little Indians, and I mean, why would someone do that? A high roller, go cash out a $7 ticket out of a machine and walk away and put it in their pocket, and nothing done with it. That to them was a slap in the face up there to these $100 players. You know, whether you're a big shot player or a small player, the rules and regulations should go on all, not just certain ones. And that's got me very upset also, because I'm catching a lot of beef up here that this happens quite a bit up here in Bagley and in Menominee, I'm finding out now. And I don't think, you know, just because they spend more money don't mean that they should have different rules for it. That's what I was telling Scott, that maybe they should put different policies for these high rollers, then that they can go cash out machines when they want, walk away with them, and not get nothing done with them. I mean, because if we don't do anything with these high rollers, they're going to continue to do it, because they're going to say, oh, they ain't going to bother me, I spend too much money. Well, sorry, I don't agree with that. And that's why I'm bringing this up. And I think this should be live. Our people should be able to hear this.
Yeah,
As to what's going on with these high rollers and the ones that are, $20, $30 players.
all right,
I mean, I'm sorry about that too, but that's my feeling.
okay. Scott, are you still on there? Steve?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, one of the things too, I forgot to mention too, is I know some of the, at Bagley and also at Shooting Star, like I know, like yesterday I got a call, and this is probably like the second or third call I got about tribal IDs. I know our tribal IDs, in order to get into our tribal, you have to have an appointment, and sometimes what we have going on upstairs is sometimes our employees are not there due to whatever reasons, but it's hard to obtain our tribal IDs. And also with Leech Lake, our brothers and sisters next door, they were recently had their computer system back up and going, so they really haven't had a machine to start doing their IDs yet. So we have a lot of tribal IDs that are floating around that are expired, and then our council, our casinos are not accepting them. So I know I'm addressing to this council, so we have to, we'll modify something, or we'll just say for this time period, until we get our offices, actually our RBCs up and going, us and Leech Lake, that we will accept expired tribal ID at the door to let them in. So how do you guys think about that? Also,
Mike,
I think it's good, because, I'm having a hard time right now getting a driver's license.
That's what I was gonna say, the state is accepting expired state
Yeah, the
IDs,
state
we
is,
should-
so.
yeah, okay. What's that, Scott?
So we're moving forward. That was actually sent over for legal, so we'll have a document, have that in place today, and if you guys, we'll ship it over to you real quick, if you want to look at it, review it, and approve it. We'll do the same as the state for tribal IDs, as you had commented with Leech and Red, our neighbor reservations, and we should be good.
Okay.
But just so you know, the state supposedly is only going back to January prior to this pandemic going into place. Some of these ones are expired over a year and a half, some of them. I mean, I don't know, but I do agree that we should allow them in there.
Okay.
With those,
Great.
I know, yeah.
Good case in point. This is Scott. I just received a email this morning from our hotel, and they had one presented to them that was expired. It was a 2009 ID, so that's
Right.
some of them are beyond the COVID.
Right, and that's what I'm saying, is that some of these people did have time to get in there and get them done. Because I know the state's only going back to January, that they're letting people go with the expired driver's license right now. From what I've heard anyway, so I don't know, but it's up to the council what we want to do, and I guess I say we take them,
Okay.
but they have to get them redone sooner or later.
Yep. All right, Miigwech,
Yeah,
guys.
well, all
Yeah,
right,
maybe
thank you.
Yep, thanks, Al.
All right, is Tito ready?
Lorna's on. We
Oh, yeah.
can't get a hold
Lorna,
of,
can you talk? Yeah, give her.
we can't get a hold of Tito.
Lorna?
Maybe she's out there.
I'm here, yep,
Okay, you got it. You're up.
awesome. Well, good morning, everyone. Just to start out, first off, I want to congratulate Annie on the new district rep. Awesome, nice to have you aboard. And Annie, as well as all of the council, if any of you have any questions or any information that you need on behalf of the college, feel free to reach out and let us know, and we'll help all we can. So we did start classes this week. We actually ended up with a larger amount of students than we anticipated, 142 students. So we were scrambling to make sure we had adequate classrooms and spacing for social distancing in all of the classes. We are doing the high flex model this semester, which allows students to be in person, Zoom in live during the class, or watch a class recording afterwards. Just trying to be prepared in the case COVID gets worse in the community again. So I just have a couple quick things just to follow up on the budget request. I don't know where you guys are at on your budgets down there. We're trying to get working on ours here, and of course you have a significant impact on ours as well. So just, I don't know how far out you are on your budgets yet down there. And then hopefully our COT request made it to your packet. I'm not sure if you got that.
Oh, you want to look at it?
Yeah, I got the wrong.
They got it, Laura.
Okay, awesome. So I wanted to make sure that you've seen that, and I don't know if that's a possibility or not, but if it is, it would be great. We have a lot of really good things going on up here, and we're looking forward to adding even more programming, but space is going to be our barrier. So that's the request from our Council of Trustees to, if you have additional funding for CARES or COVID or anything like that, we could use that third wing on the college here right now. We really want to get into more workforce development and customized training, possibly some vocational training. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention is that our council is all invited up here on Thursday and Friday, September 3rd and 4th. We have a strategic planning session going on. We have a facilitator coming in for us to work with us those 2 days. We're really looking forward to that because I think that session is going to help us determine anyway, what programming we're going to offer, how we're going to expand the AA program that we offer now into what type of training going forward. So we're really excited about getting a new strategic plan, and you are all welcome and to come up and provide your input and your ideas on what the community would like to see. I don't know, I don't want to put Liz on the spot or anything, but I know you guys have really busy schedules, but it might be a good idea maybe to send a staff member, maybe Liz or somebody else who knows kind of what's going on to sit in those sessions. Your voice obviously is very important at the table, so we'd like to hear your input as we proceed through that planning. So that's all I have today, just quick and short.
Okay, Miigwech.
Lorna, I have a
All right, have a
question.
great day,
Oh,
everyone.
hang on, Lorna.
What time,
Okay,
what time would that strategic planning start, do you know? The
it'll
hours?
be 9 to 4:30 on Thursday and Friday, both days, the 3rd and the 4th.
Okay, thank you.
How many students?
Awesome, hope you guys can make it.
How many students, have enrolled so far?
134, didn't you? Or 41?
We,
41?
142.
142.
So we were really excited last year when we started fall semester with 120,
Uh-huh,
and we ended up with 142 this semester.
okay. Thank you.
Good. Miigwech.
Yeah, awesome. Take care, you guys.
I could try it again.
Dennis ain't coming for it, is he?
No, not this one.
Okay. We'll have Maria probably in the next one anyway, so.
Is anybody on from Nadawash Community Council? I gotta text her. I'll just see if I could get a hold of Lorna or Tito rather.
One thing that isn't on here on this sheet is what I wanted was, the
The what?
center fix remodel. Not just the boys, just the boxing, but also our Pearl Center.
Was it on that list of capital improvements? Remember that list we got yesterday?
That's what I'm thinking. This is probably gonna have to go that capital improvements list too, because they want to do that third wing.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not this one, the tribal colleges.
We have a stock gave us yesterday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hello?
Oh, who's on? Tara.
This is Tara.
Oh, okay.
Well, I want that added
It's
to the list.
okay, bonjour. We have Karen Wadina, our chairwoman, and myself here for the meeting. A lot of our guys are out racing right now, so we're here. Sorry for the delay in calling in. We probably were next, are not next on the agenda, but after elders. So we apologize for that. Chairman, would you like me to start with my report?
Yes, please. Thank you. Miigwech.
Okay, oh, bonjour. Dear Whiters RBC, the Nadawash Community Council would like to thank you for all that you do. Congratulations to Cheryl Jackson in District 3. We would also like to thank our district representative, Kathy Goodwin, for attending our community meeting on August 7th here in Nadawash. We're all very grateful for the Whiters staff and employees who attended and presented information and answered questions. Curtis Rogers, Ralph Goodwin, Cindy Rasted, Carolyn Cassette, Bill Sex, Nicole Lafreniere, Judy Simpson, and Monica Hedstrom. We appreciate everyone for taking the time to listen to our concerns and provide much needed feedback. This will be an annual event. The Nadawash Community Council continues to be busy during the pandemic crisis. This is our primary focus. Every Wednesday since April 1st, we provide food distribution in partnership with Whiters Feeds Our Family. Nadawash serves over 100 families per month. We greatly appreciate the EOC staff and all those who are working to make this happen for our families. NCC makes an average of 8 deliveries per week. On Wednesday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., NCC distributes cedar, swamp tea, mast, tea, sage, and other needed household supplies. We also have copies of applications for members for various Whiters programs and events. We are currently taking donations for traditional medicines again to start distribution to our elders once more. NCC made great efforts to assist community members with the Whiters COVID relief effort of the $500 for enrolled members over the age of 18. The week of August 27th, with the support of the community members' donations, NCC was able to provide 300 stamps and envelopes. A community member volunteered to cover notary services 4 days that week, with Thursday making home visits to those who have transportation issues or are homebound. We appreciate that. The following week, Nadawash was covered 3 days by an additional community member who was able to come out to the Nadawash complex and powwow grounds. We are also grateful for the Whiters Land Recovery Project who provided Nadawash with notary services. We understand this was something new to Whiters, but next time we ask that the RBC reaches out to the community councils. We are a little caught off guard with the process. NCC is here to help members any way possible. Please remember us. NCC has prepared and approved a COVID response for families and households who contract the virus. This will be submitted upon request. Our community garden is very small, but has produced some tomatoes and cucumbers. We are distributing them with our weekly deliveries to elders and homebound. NCC would like to expand our efforts for next year. The village has held multiple meetings to select a community service officer. We are grateful for this very needed position. Thank you, guys. We are excited for them to start and cannot wait to do more in our community. We are returning the funding for moccasin making. NCC was waiting for the pandemic restrictions to be lifted, but as we do not see this happening in any foreseeable future, we have sent the assistance check back with our district rep. We will continue to provide events when things are deemed safe in the village. We received the wild rice and the gravel for the parking lot. We appreciate it. Thank you. NCC received sweetgrass from Natural Resources. We built a raised bed garden and hope to be able to share a portion of our sweetgrass with the community members every year. NCC is also very thankful for the day labor program. We see the need for this in our community and would be more than willing to assist with finding projects if the RBC sees it important enough to continue this. We had several members who were not able to work because the program was full. But this is a definite need for the community, and we would like to see it expanded. We have assisted with too many funerals this past quarter. We are limited with resources, but we continue to try and provide some assistance when we lose community members. We provide coffee cups, a small financial assistance, firewood if needed, and have recently purchased a canopy for the family for the spirit fire. We have purchased 4 6-foot tables for families to use during funerals. We have done this in response to the COVID pandemic. We continue to try to keep anything from coming in and going out of the old center to a minimum, as we have medicines and supplies for elders in this building. This is where we hold the food distribution. But any loss is hard on the families and the community. But this past quarter, our families have lost a lot of our young people. This is troubling. MCC would like to bring to the RBC's attention that we are very concerned about our members who are in recovery. With the additional stress of COVID and departments decreasing their staff due to safety concerns, we see the effects firsthand. We have had several discussions on what we could do to assist with this and are in complete support of any ideas or initiatives coming from the tribal government. So please keep as a priority. We all need support at this time. NCC has agreed that we will make all efforts to help our community members who are in recovery. We will be coordinating a sponsor program for our members. We will be recruiting sponsors from all areas of the reservation to meet the needs. Nadawash is proud of the number of members we have in recovery, but we understand that this is a balance and our members need all the assistance and support that they can receive at this critical time. We will be placing ads to recruit members this week, and we ask that the Behavioral Health Division assist us in this effort. Request for assistance. During this time, NCC has not been able to hold our fundraisers. We need assistance more than ever. We are requesting assistance with the purchase of a cell phone and phone minutes to coordinate sponsors and those fresh in recovery. NCC will be assisting those in recovery with back on a small gift for their sponsors. NCC is requesting access to the Whitehurst COVID Relief Fund for the following: mileage for food and supply delivery, garden supplies and a pavilion for community farmers, trading market, cedar trees, a generator, central air, an aerosol ionizing machine, kitchen countertops and appliances, flooring, folding chairs for funeral, and a storage shed for the tables and chairs so we can keep these items separate, Chromebooks for our school-age youth, and 2 modular quarantine homes. Please see attached. MCC installed Wi-Fi and a phone line in the old center because this is crucial to us being able to coordinate services for COVID response. At this time, we are not requesting assistance as a native nonprofit has paid our Wi-Fi bill for a year, so we are very grateful for that. MCC again requests a woodlot close to the village. We would like to start on the development of a sliding hill in Nadawash. We would still like to know how, if we can have assistance with getting an environmental assessment done on an area that is selected for development. We would also like to meet with the Public Works Director to discuss this and many more things that we are in the process of developing. NCC also requested the ice skating rink boards. We would like to know if this will be granted. If not, could you please let us know? We are making plans and need this information. NCC needs lighting for safety for our skate park. There's also a need for lighting on the east end, New Circle Drive and County Road 4 at the stop sign. Nadawash needs a stop sign in the middle block. We need signs for the BAB Road. The Public Works Director could assist us with this as well, more barrier blocks around the skate park to keep out ATVs. NCC would like speed bumps. When we asked the community, comments came back requesting more speed bumps be added to the plan and additional BIA roads be included for speed bumps. We understand speed bumps need to be taken up before snowfall, so Nadawash needs to have them installed ASAP. MCC would like to have metal recycling bins. We are aware Monoman County is speaking with Becker County for this, and we humbly ask Whitehurst to support this effort. We know at one time Whitehurst was considering recycling cardboard, and if this is still an option, we request Nadawash be the pilot site for this. It would be great to see Whitehurst partner with both Monoman and Becker, make recycling a priority and an option for our members here in our service area. We as Anishinaabe are the caretakers of the earth. Let's start in our own yard. Nadawash needs walking paths for safety. We had a serious accident where a community member was struck by a car. Walking paths, better lighting, and speed bumps would have prevented this. NCC is requesting the street sweeper. We have a number of BIA roads which are becoming clogged with sand and gravel, which is washing down the streets after a rain. This buildup of sand and gravel is becoming a safety issue for our bike riders. We have streets that are completely covered in gravel and sand. Currently, our village is looking good due to the Whitehurst maintenance staff. We really appreciate Randy Scott. We also want to thank the natural resource staff for all of the work as well. But with the street sweeper, we would be able to keep our community's appearance up and prevent damage or clogging of the storm drain. Natowash community members were asking if they would be interested in changing the designation of the fitness center from the complex to the box gym. There was overwhelming support for this. Many said it would be more accessible than its current location. NCC understands there are no fitness centers open at this time, so we believe this would be an ideal time to make the upgrades to the building and prepare it for opening. NCC supports the Wetters Boxing Club and hopes their request move forward. After September 15th, the Natowash Powwow grounds needs black dirt. The gravel needs to be scraped off our arena and refilled with black dirt. And lastly, we ask for communication on a request. Even if a request is not possible, we would appreciate a call to let us know one way or another. We are elected by our community, and they ask us questions, with ideas, and support their village through their volunteer work. We are accountable to them. If we have answers, this makes our efforts worth everything we attempt to do. Pigwitch, Natowash Community Council.
Thank you. Do you have a copy of that list? Did she send it?
Yeah, she gave us copies.
I do have a copy, but there's, Carol, there's more information that you were reading from than the copy that we have, so can I get?
Yep, and then I sent everyone the updated one, and then I.
Oh,
And then I
okay,
gave
okay.
everyone updated copy.
Okay.
Right there?
All right.
Right here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We sent that last night about 11 o'clock.
Yeah, we
had
got
a
the
special meeting.
we got the updated one, thanks.
And what we should have.
Okay. Any questions?
Monica, and then
Wait a minute.
Remember we asked for that resolution for the community councils? Yeah, maybe run that by that, see if some of those things would qualify.
The only thing that it wasn't on here that I seen was, the old center. I asked Soren yesterday, I think it was. I asked Soren to check out and how much it would cost to redo the center.
So if you look at the updated, well, it's not even in the updated, it should be in the original COVID request that we submitted.
Yeah.
And so we put in estimates and what would qualify for COVID under the relief guidelines.
Now you have it.
So Maria should be sending that out. I sent that last night.
Yeah, it should be on there. Your COVID, Kathy, is right staple, that it's back to back.
There we go.
So what we added and what was approved last night in our meeting was the addition of the quarantine home for the village.
You got it, yeah. Thanks, Maria.
So is every village gonna get a quarantine home then, or?
This is what they're asking.
I know that's what you're requesting, but I mean, that'd be something that we're gonna have to look at, you know, I know we talked about approving 3 houses, but I don't know.
All one for each district then, or?
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
Because, well, we need that from Ed, well, you know, Ed would recommend that, you know, to have these houses, because I know other reservations across, you know, the Midwest are doing very similar stuff, and I know Nut Lake they got 3 homes, and they put it in each of their districts for their quarantine,
Yeah.
for their, and we could put a bid out to Dynamic Homes or Anderson or anyone to build us these homes, so.
Yeah.
But then I know we got 6, Ben has that 250,000 for tiny house, you might have thought that was good, so we get something lower and cheaper. No, I mean, this is something that we should have had going a long time ago.
Oh, that's all bad, you should have got that done.
Yeah. But those are good, those are really good talking points, and is Tara still on here?
I'm still here.
Oh my gosh, Tara, yeah, we're gonna really look at this, because we got a conversation about, you know, the tiny homes and everything else that, and we're gonna look at, you know, putting together you know, something, put out for RFP out to Anderson or Dynamic to look at what was it, to build these and get them on in our districts, so.
English, we like we had mentioned, is our primary focus has been COVID response this past quarter, and so there's, yeah, I think think it'd be reassuring if we could kind of get the word out there that, you know, we'll have something available. So I really appreciate it, you guys. Karen, did you have anything to add?
We just need the speed bumps ASAP.
So, yeah, seriously, please, can we get those in, please? All right, we will hang up and, again, congratulations, Cheryl. We're really happy and excited out here for you. So, just want to say thank you to everybody, and we will see you in 3 months. And again, I can resend Karen's number. She's our contact person for all of the requests and everything, or any questions. Karen's the contact person. All right, English.
All right, amigos, que go Ben. All right, Tito's up. Tito, are you on?
Yes, I am.
Okay, well, you got the, give us an update, Miguel.
Okay, thank you and good morning to everybody. I hope the day is better for you all. First of all, I want to thank the council for the elder meals. They are going well, and I know that some of the COVID monies are paying for these meals, home delivered meals, and they're very much appreciated. I thank you also for listening to our plea not to have a powwow because of the large gatherings that are causing concerns with safety for not only our elders, but all family members. We received a call or a letter from the NICOA conference. They had canceled August. It was scheduled for August. Now they canceled it until August of next year, 2021, August 1st to the 6th. The National Indian Council of Elders Conference. And we were all registered, everything ready to go, but they're going to refund our registration monies, but our membership will still remain with them. It's an important organization, so we like to keep up with that. Also, the Wisdom Step Conference that was originally scheduled for June of this year was rescheduled to November, and now they've just canceled that because of the increases in COVID-19. So that won't be until June of 2021. And as that approaches closer, we'll have more information. Let's see here if I forgot anything. I thank you to the management committee that put up a 800 number or toll-free number for some of the elders, because we were finding out that they couldn't call the Monoman Center, say, for example, even from White's, because that was long distance if they had landlines. So there's a toll-free number now, and we appreciate that, where they can reach most of the services that are necessary. And we got that from Ed Snetzinger. It's 833-989-2873. And let's see what else. I had this all set up for yesterday and I linked it, but we have we're hoping to start a new chapter for our Elder Council in Monoman, and Pam Woodspenwall has agreed to head that out. She's currently looking for elders that are in the Monoman area, that could be a part of that. Because when the Monoman elders felt like they were being left out, we reach most of the communities on the reservation when we do have our regular meetings, but Monoman was sort of left out of it. So we hope to get that up and running. And another area our elders are concerned about is recycling. I think we need to really look at that issue. A lot of the roads, county roads, are being abused again with things lashed out, and it's just not good. We're having so many problems with the weather now that's caused by abuse of the environment. So I think that might be an agenda to look at for 2021, is to push more recycling. I know that for many of our elders now, with the metal containers that they get, a lot of them are recycling those and using the bins that are in each community. I think that's wonderful. Not just the metal, but their plastic and cardboard, etc. And that creates less for our dump sites. So we appreciate that. We think one of the concerns we had was for minor repairs with our elders. We had hoped that you folks would get a day labor service going, but maybe that can be put in place for next year, because a lot of elders would call and just ask for some minor repairs if sort of an emergency occurred, where it wouldn't be that costly for materials. I know that you approved the material part, but then we didn't have the labor part, so.
We have it now, it's going right now.
What's going right now?
Day labor.
Day labor, who do you contact for that?
Doreen Stone.
Oh, nobody told us that.
Yeah, Liz, I'm not sure whether we're trying to fire it back up. I know there were some emails and stuff sent yesterday. Then I know that there's some JDs that got to be signed off on. I know that they're trying to get coordinators, and I know we fired up for a few weeks there, and then it just shut down because we cleaned up all the roads, and it should have kept going because we have so much more stuff to grade.
We put 100,000 from third-party revenue, but to do these other projects, we can't use that. So now we need to figure out where to get that money to keep it going.
And I know Turo got some money now. I know we found some checks, so I know that.
Oh, well. And also, Mr. Chair, that should be put out in each community, because District 1 didn't even know about it up here, and I did put it out, but they said that they had too many workers already, so nobody from District 1 even had a chance to even get on that day labor.
Yeah, that's something to read that I know.
It should be clear.
Yeah, Doreen or Sandy or Esther, they created some job descriptions so we can get those out to each district to have a coordinator. Then they can coordinate, and we'll, on our end, we'll find out and work with Scott and, our team here to get a budget for them, and we can pull funds out from somewhere to help out, so.
Can you also put the elders on that?
It's on here.
It's on there.
It's on there.
But even myself, because we get calls for the services, and if we know whom we're supposed to contact, we can do that. Otherwise, we don't hear until the program ended or there's no more funding or whatever. But there's a lot of need out there, just some small services, like I said. So I'd appreciate with our district, if we were informed of anyone that supposed to be in charge of that, if they let us know too, so we can, refer people back to whoever.
Oh, Tito, it's Alan.
Yeah.
Hey, I was gonna ask you, did anyone get in touch with you about that Elder Affairs Commission at all?
No. No, I haven't heard one word of it.
Who was working on that?
I was working on that and when Joan was here, but
What do you?
when COVID came,
Oh,
we put it on hold.
yeah, because I've been getting calls from across the res saying, "What are you guys doing with this Elder Affairs?" And I didn't know if where it was at right now, Mr. Chair. I don't know who we can help get that started back up.
I think the last conversation we had was you guys talked about either appointing or doing like the application.
Well, we gotta look at the budgets and,
Yeah, there was.
I know that the bylaws the other council wanted to sit on 2 of these. And it's just like, it just was like a conflict, I thought, but I know, but those are the stuff that we're gonna have to look at is how we're going to, So.
I don't think it's a conflict of interest for one of our council members to be on this commission. We were, originators of it. It was our concern. And I think that, one of our council members should be considered. Definitely.
Well, I think, Tito, we gotta relook at the whole thing, and that's what I said, is like, I think a lot of us, we haven't seen it in a while, so we're not even, I know it was like around 4 or 6 months ago when that came up before COVID, that we were looking at funding it and doing all this proactive stuff with the Elders Commission, but it kind of, since COVID, it kind of, it's kind of been put on the backside until like right today. So I guess we'll look at the paperwork again and I guess find a way of how we're going to fund it and how we're going to move forward with it. So
I'd like to be a part of that.
Okay.
What is Ben going to work on that? I think he was one of those that was working on that before. Remember he was supposed to get us something, Kathy, on that?
Couple months ago.
Yeah, could we, I need to know who's gonna be working on it, because I'm getting calls.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna send them right over to.
Well, let's give all that bylaws and the budget and stuff to us.
We put the bylaws out for public comment and then that's when
All right, we'll look into it, Tito Miigwech.
Okay, thank you, but keep in touch with me on those matters.
Okay.
Because I don't hear anything till after everything is done.
Okay.
Do you want me to have Ben start to help too? Because
like
they
to
have the
see
elders
somebody.
advocates that could probably.
I'd like to see somebody work on it, because I know I'm gonna get calls left and right, especially after today. Oh, you guys talked about it, well, who's working on it? And I'm gonna be like, well,
Okay.
I'll send them over to your guys' office.
We'll send them right back. No, I don't really know much about that, so yeah, I'd like to get updated on that.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
That would be great.
Ben,
Well, I think we can get human services, because they have the elders advocates there
yeah.
that are out in the communities working with those elders anyway, so I'll touch base with Mary Riegert. Is that okay, Chairman?
Yeah.
Who's going to touch base with everything?
Mary?
Me.
Mary Riegert. Mary Riegert, she said.
Mary Riegert? I didn't hear who was talking there.
Yeah, she said Mary Riegert.
Well, have Mary get in touch with me too.
Okay.
Please. Okay, I thank you for
We haven't met since, that forever. And it used to be at the casino, you know, with Mary and all them, right?
We should do that again.
We should meet again.
Maybe
Yes.
Put on a
We
breakfast
need to-
again.
we need to meet again.
Under
And
10.
I think you know, we've been meeting our executive council for the elder council, the executive board, to keep the council going. We have, you know, issues all the time, and that's what we do. We meet here from elders, and then we bring it back to you.
That's good. But it should help. What do we give you, 20 grand every year, right? For the elders?
Yeah.
And that is,
The majority of that, Kathy, as you know, it goes to the NICOA conference.
wow.
Because that's very expensive.
And we got it all back, right?
Yeah.
Registration and all that. Only
We're
thing
getting-
is
We're
airfare.
getting our registration back. We won't get our membership back. And that's okay. We want to still remain members of this organization. But
How much is that?
the membership
Yeah.
is, what the heck is it now? 100 and, hold on just a minute. I got the NICOA paper here.
Okay. I know we're the only ones on a reservation, you know, for reservations that,
That actually submit
resolution, yeah.
resolutions every year. And we had been working on those, but with the COVID thing, it kind of put, you know, we just kind of put that on hold because we had assumed that this was going to be canceled because of all the other cancellations. So, you know, we will still continue for next year to work out resolutions with the tribe too.
Okay.
Okay, a voting member is 200, early bird is $200.
Oh.
And registration is $225. That's early. Now, we always got our monies in early, so we'd take advantage of the early registration. Otherwise, it went up to $250 and $265. So, you know, we're always diligent about that. And we have sometimes up to 15 members that went to this. I think there's 12 that were signed up.
Okay.
So we have a good representation down there. In this NICOA conference, I want to reiterate, is a program that we need to continually be involved in because they represent us well in Washington.
Okay, thank you.
So any other questions, I'll be glad to answer. Okay, keep me informed on the meeting times so that I can get there for that.
Do you want to start meeting at the casino again?
That would be good.
Al wants for breakfast.
I don't care. I'll eat breakfast. You give me breakfast, I'll eat it. But I'm willing to go up there and meet again. We put a lot of work into this program, the Elder Affairs Commission, and so I want to make sure that it's moving forward.
Okay. You want to take a break?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you, Tito. We'll take a little 10-minute break, so we'll be right back in a few minutes here, so thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Judah. I'll call you later.
All right, thanks. Bye.